like to thank everyone for coming today, and thank you for allowing me a few minutes to share some memories with my brother Tom. I may have to take a few deep breaths during this thing. This could be a little bit tricky. My name is Mike Enz, and I was Tom's brother. I was his younger brother by 1 year, 364 days to be exact. Tom was born on Christmas Day, 1951, and I was born on Christmas Eve, 1952. Mom, where are you? Oh, and you know, I'm really pretty sure she did that to get out of cooking Christmas dinner. And as I get older and attend more funerals, what I'm always struck with, it seems like I learned so much about the person who died, even though I thought I actually knew that person. That's kind of sad. But if you hung out with Tom at all, and I know a lot of people did, even if you weren't family, you really did know almost everything about Tom. He was just like that. He was so much shy and had that affable Tom grin that made him instantly likable, which probably worked on your first date, right, Bill? And he was always humble. He wasn't flashy, and he never liked attention. He never complained, even when he was going through all his cancer treatments. Tom was generous and always willing to lend a hand. He was a hard worker and always had a good life-work balance. He liked green tractors. Imagine that, John Deere tractors. He enjoyed a good book. He liked to hunt and fish. He was a fan of music. Neil Young, the Moody Blues, Bob Dylan, Cat Stevens were some of his favorites. And of course, he loved nature, the outdoors, and especially beauty. And if you knew Tom, you also knew that he was blessed with inheriting amazing mechanical skills, probably from Grandpa Byron, and amazing engineering skills, probably from Grandpa Jim. At least I believed he could fix or repair damn near anything. And he just always seemed to be knowledgeable about everything. Tom was also someone who needed true companionship. So just before his cancer was discovered, it was just so perfect that Val came into his life for his final journey. These are the things most of us knew very well about Tom. So I'm not probably telling you anything you didn't already know. So what I think I'll do is share with you some of the things that it was like growing up with Tom as a brother. Older brothers are special. They are often our first teachers. They teach us how to do boy stuff, like spitting and wrestling, and when to keep secrets from mom and dad, how to use a knife, how to build a fort, where the best parts are in the James Bond novels. And Mom, you might want to close your ears on this one, how to smoke that first cigarette. Big brothers are our protectors. We somehow feel safe and secure when they are around, even when they are miles away. Now that Tom is gone, I may always feel a void that might never be filled, like there's been a great disturbance in the force. But Tom left with us a lifelong lessons and great memories. So in 1958, Mom and Dad had a house built in Roseville, Minnesota. Tom was 7, I was 6. And now Roseville was a first-ring suburb and houses were going up like crazy. Most of the families were all around the same demographic. This meant tons of kids. There were so many kids that it seemed like each street had its own gang. We didn't call it a gang, but it was a gang. Except we weren't gangsters. Although maybe we were. You see, the leader of the Farrington Street gang had a leader, and his name was Greg Woolley. Greg was our obvious leader. He was a year older than Tom. He had 3 older brothers to teach him the ways of the street, and he was just plain cool. And having Tom as my older brother assured me a spot in the gang. Those were different times. There were no organized sports in the summer. We could stay out all day long without our parents really knowing what we were up to. And by the way, we never wore helmets for anything. Sure, our gang played street baseball, football, and kicked the can every night till dark. We hunted salamanders in window wells, slept out in backyards and tents, and had classic water fights at Steve Militich's house. Steve, where are you? Amazing that Steve was here. We rode our bikes to the beach at Lake Owasso and stopped for a root beer at the A&W in the summer. We would sneak into houses being built and borrow lumber for our fort in the woods on the other side of Western Avenue. And when we had fresh snow in the winter, we would hide on the corner and wait for cars. When they slowed down to take the turn, we would run out, grab the rear bumper, squat down, and see how far we could dare hang on when the car sped up down the street. The cars actually had bumpers there, so you could do that. But Greg Woolley, as a great leader he was, also made us smash pumpkins and wax car windows on Halloween, randomly bombard innocent houses with tomatoes after dark, always on the other streets, cut clotheslines and slice water hoses, and, Willie, you like this, pull off the classic front door dog poop in the flaming bag trick. Okay, maybe we were gangsters. But hey, I always figured if my big brother Tom was okay with it, I needed to be okay with it. Plus, I'm sure Tom would blame Greg Woolley. Then there were the annual fall acorn fights. The street to the east of us was Matilda, and of course Matilda Street had its own gang, the enemy. Somehow there would be a challenge. I have no idea how it ever materialized, but it just did every year. A day of time was set, and the honor of the Farrington gang was at stake. And these annual acorn fights were not mere skirmishes, they were epic battles. We'd get our paper bags, because they didn't have plastic bags then, and gather the largest and most number of acorns we could, preferably the really big ones with the sharp points on the end. And then we'd actually come up with a strategy and plan of attack. This was war after all, and we needed to be prepared. I remember having serious anxiety and jitters as we gathered before battle with our bags of acorns, all in a huddle, talking smack about the Matilda Street game. We had the most ammo, the best plan of attack, the best arms, the most experienced leader, and we had the one thing those guys didn't. You see, inevitably, like every one of these battles would somehow end up in a hand-to-hand combat. And the one thing that we had that they didn't was Tom. Tom was our protector, our enforcer. He never backed down, never ran away from a bully or a fight. So when the paper bags of acorns were all gone, and we were eye to eye with the enemy, it was Tom who went up against the toughest Matilda Street guy. And that poor guy, every year, would run home with a bloody nose. And the victory was ours. And we do the same thing every year. It was baseball, football, snowball fights. We'd always have a challenge with the Matilda boys. Tom would send some kid off with a bloody nose. And again, we would rule for another year. So fast forward a few years. As Tom and I both started having families, we reestablished our common interest in canoeing. And I know Steve's probably going to talk about this a little bit, but I had to with the boys. We had our annual canoe trips to the BWC with all the boys. And I know these trips are really special for all the guys. Tom and Barb's boys, Leaf, Isaac, and Lucas, and my boys, Sam and Willie. We were the voyageurs of the North, and they called Tom Ranger Tom. In their mind, Tom knew absolutely everything about canoeing, camping, the woods, wildlife, and fishing. And he was brave. Ranger Tom. Now when you go on a canoe trip with 5 boys, they can sometimes need a little more activity than just paddling and fishing. So they would get creative. I remember daredevil lure wars. Canoe versus canoe, trying to cast and hit each other with the largest daredevil in the tackle box. Catch a lot of fish that way, right? Then there was snorkeling in the waters around camp in search of booty. I think Leaf was the best at finding booty. We always had camp routing chipmunks to eradicate, and well-chosen sticks seemed to be the weapon of choice for the boys. What great fun, and what bragging rights. I remember Lucas getting stung in the ear, right after proclaiming, "These are my friends." And seeing his ear swell up to about 3 times normal size. And Isaac and Willie counting how many mosquitoes landed on their hand within 10 seconds on the Isabella in the middle of July. And then there was Sam holding out on going number 2 for an entire 3-day trip because he was too freaked out to poop in the woods. And then it always seemed like we drove Tom nuts by repeatedly singing the chorus over and over again from the last song we heard on the radio in the car before launching our canoes. And I especially remember Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire" one year. And try reciting those lyrics. Tom had a classic back and forth movement while standing next to the fire pit that the boys would always mimic. And they coined it the Tom dance. And no doubt the boys will always remember Ranger Tom's best camping hygiene advice, shouted while we were all out in the lake for a well-needed bath. "Boys, don't forget to wash your bungholes." Excellent lifelong advice, Tom. We shall not forget that. Just as we shall not forget you. Tom Enz, big brother, teacher, protector, brave heart, my mentor, father, husband, lover, skilled mechanic, son, lover of nature, a life very well done. Thanks, Tommy. Keep on paddling.